Welcome to the Upward Broadband channel, where we provide internet without the hassle to unserved areas.
I'm Warren.
And I'm Tim.
And in this video, we're going to talk about the differences between cable, fiber, and fixed wireless technologies. So Tim, what are some of the primary differences?
Yeah, great question, Warren. The first thing I want us all to understand is that we're talking about the last mile technology. Okay, so fiber is typically used for kind of the first mile, the middle mile, the backbone, if you will, for all technologies. But what we're talking about is what's the difference in these technologies for that last mile, that section of the network that connects to the home where the users are, to the business where the internet service is, for you to be able to use the internet.
So how did each of these technologies, cable, fiber, and fixed wireless, how were they originally designed and how have they evolved over the years?
Yeah, great question. So cable was originally designed for TV. When it was used, if you couldn't access it wirelessly over the air, you would get some antennas up on a ridge and run cable down through the town. Eventually, internet was kind of tacked on to that same technology as a usage. Fixed wireless is a very cost-effective way to get internet into especially rural areas. And the cost, it's very efficient, and with today's speeds and technologies, the speeds are pretty incredible as well. Fiber is the gold standard, what's considered to be the gold standard in broadband, because the speeds are it's considered future-proof. The challenge is it's much more expensive, and when you compare with fixed wireless, you might be seeing costs of 50 to 100 times what it would cost to get fixed wireless to that same number of homes.
Wow. And then in terms of the speed, I know you touched on it briefly, but how do the speeds really compare between those three different technologies?
Yeah, so again, fiber is going to be the fastest. Fiber has the capability to do fast speeds, even multiple gigabits per second, whereas fixed wireless and cable are going to be lower than that. For most users, you're probably not going to know the difference. If you're on a stable, well-managed network with low latency, you're not likely to be able to tell the difference in performance typically between the technologies.
Great. So in a nutshell, the three technologies really we're referring to that last mile, getting the connection to your home. And while fiber is both the backbone and the last mile, it is typically the most expensive option, and the speeds are not going to necessarily be noticeable by most users. And so from a cost-effective perspective, it probably makes more sense to go with fixed wireless or something that's less expensive than fiber.